Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for tuning in to the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network. We're going to go live now, right down to the race that's already started here. As we look down on the track here on lap number 5, it is the number 16 of Jeffrey Stanton out front. The number 72 of Ray Farlow right behind him, battling for a championship race here tonight. The first of two 50-lap features taking place here at Irwindale Speedway. And it's a close-knit battle up front. Top four cars battling up there as well. You see Dan Smith trying to work the inside of Ray Farlow, the number 25 of Joseph Palmore. Back there in fourth position as the four-pack battle coming across the start-finish line. They're going to continue into turns 1 and 2. And as we continue to see them work their way into the third turn, it is the 16 of Jeffrey Stanton up front. He is really working that car early on here tonight. Taking a look at the inside of that 16 car as he works that Napa Auto Parts machine down towards turn number 3 here on lap number 8. As we continue to follow him, let's go ahead and take a look real quick at the race information here tonight. Here at Irwindale, at the legendary half-mile track in the Los Angeles Basin, 65 degrees in the air, 37% humidity, some clear skies, and 92 degrees. About almost a 30-degree difference down there on the pavement. You can definitely tell the drivers are preferring the midpoint of the turns on the track. And now in second position, Dan Smith edges out the 72 of Ray Farlow. Palmore back there in fourth. And if you tuned in last week, Palmore was victorious here. It did come under a caution, but that 25 car was able to make it all the way to victory lane. The DeWalt machine looked really solid here at Irwindale in the warm-up that was intended for the features here tonight. So a lot of practice these drivers have put underway to get these cars rolling. And as we follow the front four there, you can see them working by some lap traffic down low. I believe that might be Mike Baradas Sr., not quite sure. The car down there on the lower groove. This guy right here, Bruce Jones, back in fifth position as he works his way through turn number 4 into the front stretch here, heading into lap number 14, Bruce Jones.
All right, man,
started fifth here tonight, and we got our first caution flag. And it looks like Jason Galvin a little bit slow action there in turn number 3, so let's go back and take a look. Following Galvin. Nice two-wide action in front of him. Take a look at the pack battle that's going on back there. 30-plus sprint cars here tonight for these features, folks. They actually had to run a cutoff in the heat races. And there it is, a little bit of contact. Looks like with the 11 of Kerry Morris. And around will go the 42 there of Galvin. Bringing out the first caution flag here at Irwindale. Give a special shout out tonight to Ryan Eckstein of Eckstein Cameras, providing the nice custom cameras, the wall cams, the crank it up cams that you're seeing here. Always happy to have Ryan Eckstein Cameras on hand in our broadcast. So coming up a little bit later here after this feature, we will be moving into another feature. It's going to be 50 more laps, and they both count towards the championship points. So by the end of night tonight, we will have a champion here in the J-Skins 360 Sprint Car Series. Next season starts middle of December. These guys are going to be starting out a nice 10-race series. And the likes, they will be visiting Irwindale in 2017. Let's take a look at the top 5 here, folks, here on lap number 19. So Dan Smith able to get out in front of Stanton currently. The number 47 machine out there up front. The number 16 of Stanton back in second. The 72 of Farlow, one of the contenders for the championship here tonight, back in third. Palmore, last week's winner. The 25 machine back in fourth. And the 27 of Bruce Jones will be in fifth position when we go back to green on lap number 21. Single file restarts. Pace car's lights are off as it heads into turn number 2. Ready to get back to green. And here we go. Out of 4, Smith Electric into the front stretch. We're back to the green on lap 21. Into the first and second turn, Dan Smith with a 3/10 of a second lead over the number 16 of Jeffrey Stanton as they work their way into turn 3 here on lap 22. The 72 of Farlow back in third, of Palmore fourth, Jones fifth. Nice little single file gap. Let's jump back outside the top 5 to 8th position. We got a nice side-by-side battle between Joe Quinn and Wesley Utt as they come out of turn number 2. They are fighting hard for that 8th position slot. It's going to swing the way of the 90 of Joe Quinn as he comes off of turn number 4 in the lower groove. Crosses that start finish line, and oh, we got somebody sliding out there. Little slight action. I think it was Ron Quinzel. Number 46 car slides into turn 1. We'll have to see if there's any contact involved. Let's go back and take a look at the replay. As we follow Quinzel. And right there, the 43 car is going to clip the back end of Ron Quinzel, and the 43 driver, Brian Lockwood, clips him coming off of 4 in the front stretch, and that's going to send that DuPont car spinning right up towards the wall in turn 1, and he is going to have some contact, probably going to knock the toe off that front left wheel. American Racing also the sponsor on the car. It's a tough break there for Ron Quinzel. Looks like he will be relegated back to 29th position as he's currently sitting down pit road getting some maintenance done real quick. Some quick maintenance. Looks like they're changing some tires. We saw the front get jacked up. The back gets jacked up. A little bit different than how stock cars work, folks. Instead of the right and left sides, it's the front and the backs that get jacked up when they replace the tires. So Quinzel waits there at pit road for the go-ahead, and he's going to come back out onto the track. Just making sure that he doesn't beat the pace car and gain a lap intentionally. So he'll rejoin the field. So the 47 of Dirty Dan Smith up front. Stanton back there behind, always a tough contender. And it looks like we got a slow-moving car down there in the front stretch. It's going to come to a stop. It looks like Kerry Morris might have some engine problems down there. Sitting in the inside. Not quite sure. Heading towards lap number 30, the lights should be off the pace cars. It looks like we're going to get the one to go from the flag stand as they come off of turn number 4. Smith will be taking us back to the green. And as we take a look down, it does look like it. Lights are off the pace car. We'll be back green on lap 31. Pace car set to go into the pits, into turn 3. There it goes. Smith ready to go. He gets on the throttle through 3 and 4. Here we go. Back to green on lap number 31. The green flag flies. And following Smith coming out of turn number 2 into the backstretch has a 0.2 of a second lead over the 16 of Stanton. Stanton not willing to go away quietly. He's going to fight hard. Back outside the top 5, Brian Lockwood side by side with Bruce Jones. That battle for the 5th position slot's going by way of the 43 of Lockwood, who we just saw got in contact with Ron Quinsel, bringing out the caution flag. And now back there as well, Jones looking to the inside. Palmore up in 4th position, Lockwood 5th, Quinn, the number 90 machine, that purple and black machine, as it comes down the backstretch. Right behind the 43 of Lockwood in 6th position. Bruce Jones has fallen back. That 27 car now sitting in 7th. Wesley Utt back in 8th. Single file lines here. Farlow looking to the inside of Stanton as he heads towards turn number 3. Stanton staying in the middle groove. Farlow will stay behind him into the front stretch. He takes another peek. May make a run here in turns 1 and 2. Farlow looking to the inside. He's starting to work it. He's working him. Out of turn number 2, Farlow is trying to gain an inch. He is looking a little bit weary. As we've seen the 72 car here last week look a little bit loose when he tries to work that inside edge. He's going to settle up behind the 16 of Stanton coming into turn number 1 here on lap number 37. They are winding down quickly. Back in 4th position, Palmore. Looking on from about a 0.4 of a second gap as they come out of turn number 4. Farlow yet again looks to the inside. Smith around lap traffic up ahead. And Farlow looking to the inside of Stanton. Here he comes into the backstretch. This is the reason why Farlow is called E.T. the Alien. Farlow takes a look to the inside. He is really working Stanton here. Will he be able to get around? Here comes Palmore. Palmore winner here last week. Oh, and we've got another caution flag. As we take a quick look around the field. We follow the 13 of Robert Northway. Let's go back and follow this car and see if we see any action. Not gotten word from race control exactly what brought out this caution. We'll follow Northway here as he was in a nice pack battle heading into turn 1. And you're going to see some spin out there. Somebody went for a spin in turn number 3, not able to see who it exactly was. Possibly might have been Robbie Bunden that went for a spin in turn 3. Just a good hard racing fight. So the night getting easier and easier here in this first 50-lap feature. Turkey Day Grand Prix here at Irwindale for Dan Smith. Staying up front, and it looks like the 46 of Quinsel now is coming down pit road. Quinsel got turned into turn 1 by Lockwood. He's going to come down pit road yet again for some more attention there to his machine. as the pace car comes off of turn 4. We'll get you a top 5 and let you take a look at that action. So Smith, Stanton, Farlow, Palmore, and Lockwood, you're still your top 5. Heading into 7 laps to go. It's going to be about 5 laps to go when we get the green flag. We'll have to see if Jeffrey Stanton's going to make a move on Dan Smith. Definitely a nice sizable field here tonight. Again, a total of 30 cars starting here at Irwindale for this first 50-lap feature. They had some heat races earlier. Actually had to have a cutoff point because they had so many entries. And we get the one to go from the flag stand. Lights off the pace car with 6 laps to go. It's going to be 5 to go when we get the green flag. Pace car now into the backstretch. Can Stanton get around Smith? That is the question. Pace cars into the pits. Here we go. Smith on the throttle, into the front stretch. There's the green flag. We're back to the race with 5 laps to go. And Stanton putting up a fight as they come into the front stretch. Into turn 1, Stanton about 0.2 of a second, quarter second behind Smith. 4 laps to go. Farlow's making a move to the inside of Stanton. They are closing the gap quick. It's going to be 3 to go when Smith crosses the start-finish line. Here comes Farlow looking to the inside of Stanton. His time is now if he wants to make a move. The 72 machine looks to the inside into turn 3. They got side-by-side action. Through 3 and 4, Farlow dives way down into the lower groove. Smith with 2 laps to go has a nice 0.4 of a second lead. Farlow nothing doing on the low groove. He's going to take a look yet again. Stanton holding on to second position. White flag in the air. This time by for Dan Smith. 1 more lap to go. Contact between Stanton and Farlow as they head into turn 1, and Farlow's going to get the advantage on the outside. Take a look at that. Farlow able to get it, and here comes Palmore. Dan Smith takes victory here in the first 50-lap feature at Irwindale. But oh my, what a battle it was for second as Palmore, Stanton, and Farlow duked it out at the end. And I believe it went to the way of the 72 of Ray Farlow. Smith coming down for a little victory celebration as he takes his victory lap here. That is your winner, folks. Savoring the moment there for the 47 car. And into the front stretch now, your winner, Dan Smith, the 47 machine. And he's going to give a little burnout. Nice little victory burnout there for you folks, and he's going to head his way back to the pit. So with that being said, let's go ahead and show you the results here of the first feature. Going to be joined now by the number 16 of Jeffrey Stanton in his 3rd place finish here in the first feature tonight. Jeffrey, what a battle it was. You held on to second pretty much the entire race, had a nice little battle there, and at the end had contact with Farlow heading into 1. Tell us a little bit about it.
I didn't think I got into Ray, but that was a lot of fun.
Definitely was a hard-fought battle. How did the track seem to handle for your car here tonight so far?
Tight on entry and slick off.
Are you looking forward to the second feature?
Yeah.
All right. Was there any thanks or shout-outs you'd like to give for your 3rd place finish?
Napa Auto Parts, Rockwell, North Carolina, and all my supporters.
Well, congratulations on your 3rd place finish here in the first feature here at the Turkey Day Grand Prix. Good luck in the next one.
Thank you.
Well, we're going to go live now with the 72 of Ray Farlow, one of the sponsors on his car, Hoosier Tire Midwest. And Ray, tonight, what a battle it was there at the end. A little contact there with Stanton in turn one, kind of paved the way for you to get up into second position here in this first feature. Tell us a little bit about it.
Man, that was a wild race. That was fun. Yeah, I mean, it was tough.
And tonight, I mean, as far as what we've seen, you were looking to the inside, trying to work the lower groove, and we seen you try to do this last week. Car really freed up on you and got really loose when you tried to work that inside lane. Did it seem like it was a little bit better here tonight, given the fact that we had the temperatures as hot as they were?
Nah, it was the same. I'm gonna try to do something for this next race and see if that help it.
All right. Well, is there any thanks or shout outs you'd like to give in your runner-up finish?
Yeah, everybody on Farlow Motorsports, man, we've worked really hard this week for this race, and thank them and both Jasons, in both leagues for putting this big show together, and you for broadcasting it.
All right. Well, congratulations on your runner-up finish. Good luck in the second feature here tonight and your shot at the championship.
Thank you.
We'll go live now with the Dirty Hillbilly Gorilla, the number 47 machine, Dan Smith. Joins me now to talk about his victory here tonight in the 47 car. What a race it was. Part of the Farlow Motorsports team, Guest Performance Parts, Gorilla Cage Podcast, Speedway Toyota, and that Beast chassis on that winning car here in the first feature. Dan, tell us a little bit about your race here tonight.
Man, I'll tell you what, I did not think that we were going to be as strong as we were, to be honest with you. I thought we had a shot at a top three, man, but the car is beautiful. I'm not going to touch it. We're going to leave it alone for this next one and see what we can do coming from the back, man.
All right. Well, it definitely sounds good, especially with the warmer temperatures. You looked really solid running that middle groove out there. Expect to see some great things out of you coming up in this next feature, but congratulations on your first. Is there any quick shout-outs you'd like to give?
Guest Performance Parts, Accelerated Broadcast Network, Podcast Network, Ditch Banger TV, man, look it up. It's going to be a pretty cool deal. Ray Farlow Motorsports, Justin, Jason, everybody associated with this deal tonight, man. Pretty cool deal. Thanks.
All right. Well, best of luck to you in the second feature here at Irwindale.
10-4, man. Thanks.
Well, there you have it, folks. This is the first of two feature races here tonight. I got another 50-lapper coming your way momentarily. We're going to go to a short commercial break. Before we do, let's take a look real quick here at the final results of this first feature race. So Smith picks up the win, Farlow second, Stanton third, Palmore fourth, Lockwood fifth, Joe Quinn, Bruce Jones, Wesley Utt, Jim Vig, Doug Sigmund will round out the top 10. Don LeBayer, Mitchell Brown, Justin Bankowski, Kyle Young, Ben Dyball, David Wing, Vinnie Sansom, Bruce Perry, Dan Holmes, Michael Derby will round out through 20. Extending on back to the rest of the field, it's going to be Robert Northway, Kelly Jordan, Tim Phillips, Jason Brown, Kerry Morris, Ron Quinzel, Mike Baratta Sr., Robbie Bunden, Jason Galvin, and Jason Steinhurst. That is going to round out your field here in the first 50 lap feature. We got another one come your way, folks, so stay tuned. We will be back right after a word from iRacing.
Here at iRacing, we pride ourselves on interacting with our community and getting into the forums and seeing the discussions and doing surveys about what features and content, things that they want. It's been quite clear that one of the biggest features that people are looking for is dirt racing. You know, the first step in doing something like that was obviously our dynamic track project. It has set a great foundation for us to do a lot of different things with our surface going forward. With this dirt track project, it became evident that we needed to really become educated on what happens with dirt, not only the preparation of the track, but what happens to the surface as a race is going on. We've gotten in touch with the University of Northwestern Ohio, and there they have a terrific motorsports program, but they also have a big focus on dirt racing. They have their own dirt oval there called Lima Land. They actually have a dirt late model team and modified team as part of the curriculum for the school.
The university purchased the track for student involvement. They're out here for multiple purposes. We hold classes out here where they work on the vehicles that they build. We also have a motorsports team. They build, crew, and race the cars every Friday. So we have a huge involvement here at Lima Land Motorsports Park from the university.
And so we're sending Dan Garrison there to get educated and to learn what is different about dirt.
iRacing's traditionally done with asphalt. In that model, the track is, very stiff, and it's the tires that have the give and the bend. But when you start talking about a dirt track, the equation flips in that the track is the thing that gives and responds. That's going to be a big challenge, and it's something that we definitely want to get right.
Everybody wants different racetracks. Personally, I like faster racetracks. A dirt track fast is when you keep the moisture in it and don't let it get real hard on you. If you let it get real hard, it's just like cement. You cannot water cement. You put water on it, the water runs off. The racetrack has got to absorb the water. You got to keep a hard pan below it, but keep the loose stuff on top to make it fast.
The thing about dirt racing that I like the most is there's probably 20 other competitors on the track, but I was always taught by Mr. Knott, a guy that gave me my first sprint car ride, you're racing the racetrack. You're not racing the 20 other guys in that feature race, and you're constantly got the car in a slide. You're turning right to go fast. You have to figure the racetrack out and get your car to where it handles the best on the dirt.
It's good to kind of actually get to a racetrack that's in working condition and be able to see, okay, this is how the soil behaves and this is what it's like. And it's amazingly sticky is the thing I'm learning. It really holds together well.
Having worked with this group of guys and on this code base now for 16 years, we've only ever done pavement. We've only ever done purpose-built, race cars that run on ovals or road courses. So it was natural. The first car that we're going to introduce for this is a dirt late model, and we've actually partnered with Clint Boyer, who has a dirt late model team, and he's given us access to his car. We've scanned it, we've photographed it, and started the data collection process with this team to understand how the car works. We couldn't ask for better data to build this dirt late model.
To be able to drive a car around a dirt track and really pitch it into a corner and get on the throttle and throw the car around a little bit and keep it under control, I think is going to be a lot of fun.
I'm very excited about this project. I mean, we have a 25+ year history of making pavement racing between Papyrus and iRacing, and this is the real first chance we're venturing outside of that. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm very optimistic that this will be launching this year.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network. If you had a chance to watch that commercial, dirt coming up soon. We can't wait. Definitely, these guys in these sprint cars are ready to go racing on some agriculture ground, and they're going to have it momentarily coming up here probably in the 2017 season. Right here tonight, it's championship night here at Irwindale for the J-Skins League and their 360 Sprint Car Series as a couple of guys, Bruce Jones, Ray Farlow, battling it out. close-knit for the championship race. We're going to have to see who ends up champion when it's all said and done after this 50-lap feature. We had a great feature race earlier here tonight, and it was Dan Smith, the 47 machine, taking victory in that race. So we'll have to see if he can continue his excellence here into this second feature. Real quick, let's take a look at the racetrack information. Nothing changing from the first 50-lap feature, folks. It is a half-mile track here at Irwindale, obviously. The 65-degree temperature, 37% humidity, clear skies, and 92 degrees. Warm night here at this half-mile oval. We are going to be ready to go racing momentarily here. We'll get you the gridding action, but we're just following the guys as they work their way through the hot laps. But they will be looking to move it on to the grid here in just a few moments. And we do thank you for tuning in to the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network this Monday night. Being able to capture this race action. Tuesdays nights, Wednesday nights still open on our schedule, on our lineup. Looking to pick up a couple more short track leagues out there. If you know anybody, feel free to hit us up on Facebook. Just look up Digital Forge Broadcasting on Facebook. We also are on Twitter, and we have our website, forgebroadcasting.com, still in the works. Looks pretty solid out there. Definitely give us a look at it. If you're looking to join this league, you can find them on the web at league.jskins.com. As practice comes to a close, they're going to be making their way over to the grid. So let's go ahead and get you your starting lineup here tonight. Your starting lineup here for the final race of the season. The number 69 of Jason Steinhurst on the pole. To the outside of that first row, the 42 of Jason Galvin. Two Jasons in the front row. That can't be right, but it is. Moving on back to the inside lane, the number 9 of Robbie Bunden will have the number 4 of Mike Baradas Sr. to the outside of that second row. The number 5 of Ron Quinzel will round out the top 5. The 11 of Kerry Morris back there, rounding out row number 3. In the fourth row inside lane, the Nazareth Nightmare himself, the number 12 of Jason Brown, will have the 21 of Tim Phillips. Rounding out that fourth row, back in row number 5 to the inside lane, the number 49 of Kelly Jordan. We'll have the number 30 of Robert Norway, who will start to the outside of that fifth row and rounding out your top 10 here tonight. Looking on back through the grid, Michael Derby, Dan Holmes, Bruce Perry, Vinny Sansom, David Wing, Ben Dyball, Kyle Young, Justin Bukowski, Mitchell Brown, Don LeBire. Through 20, we've got Doug Sigmund, Jim Vig, Wesley Hunt, Bruce Jones, Joe Quinn, Brian Lockwood, Joseph Palmore, Jeffrey Stan, Ray Farlow, Dan Smith. Through 30, and that will do it for our field here tonight. One more lap of pace action, and the green flag will drop. And again, the cameras here tonight brought to you in part by Ryan Eckstein of Eckstein Cameras. Always glad to have some Eckstein cameras on hold on our broadcast, giving us the great wall cams and the crank it up cam views coming your way as we follow the pace car. Out of turn number 2, we'll be into the pits before turn number 3. Here we go. There goes the pace car into the pits. Coming to the green flag. Green. There's the green flag, and we're off to the feature race. Into the backstretch, great race, side-by-side race action. And somebody's going to go for a slide at turn number 4, and that is going to bring out the first caution flag. Looks like it was Michael Derby, the number 8 car, bringing out that caution flag. Let's go back and take a look. Good race action there early on, some contact made. So the blue and black machine out of turn number 2. We're going to follow this guy. You can see he's making some contact there with the 80 car. And it looks like the 12 is going to go sliding first right down into Derby. Derby's going to get the brunt of that action. The 12 car of Jason the Nazareth Nightmare Brown is going to go for a spin right into Derby. And Farlow, head-on collision. Oh, look at those sparks fly. Head-on collision with the 8 car of Derby. So that will bring out caution number 1 here in this second feature. If I'm not mistaken, there was another car. I believe Northway was spun around as well in the infield. So the 69 of Steinhurst up front. While we are under pacing, let's take a look at your top 5 here on lap number 5. So Steinhurst, Galvin, Bunden, Quinzel, and Morris are your top 5 here heading back towards green, which we should get the 1 to go signal from the pace car here this time by. Should be back green on lap number 7. Lights off the pace car, single file restart here at Irwindale. The final race of the season right here, folks. There will be a champion crowned after this race. And right now it looks like it may be somebody. Can't reveal yet who it could be, but the pace car's into the pits. Here we go. On that throttle, Steinhurst takes us back to the green. The green flag flies. We're back to the race on lap 7. As he comes across that start-finish line. Take a look at the battle up front as Galvin to the inside, the 42 machine. Pushes out towards the lane. He gets a little bit loose coming out of 2. He goes to the lead before turn number 3. Galvin has taken over the lead. Steinhurst relegates the second. Side by side between Morris and Bunden back there, battling for that 4th position slot. And Kerry Morris, number 11 car, edging out Robbie Bunden. And we've got another caution flag. Baradas Sr., a little bit of airtime there. It's going to be one of the cars involved in that caution. He's going to go down to the infield there, and it looks like he's got a bent frame of the way it's sliding. Let's go back and take a look at the replay. Three wide action, nearly 4 wide action. And Baradas trying a little crossover maneuver. He's going to go, oh, wow, take a look at that. He's going to get bumped and bruised right up into the side of the 80 car. And that's going to lead him to go completely end over end, flip-flopping around in turn 3. Vinny Sansone was the 80 machine that Baradas Sr. had made contact with. And he's just going to come to rest there, but have to drive it to the infield. We're going to dial it back, and we're going to take you on board with this action so you get a view, a driver's perspective of what it's like to go through something like this. So being on board here with Baradas Sr. He's going to come right up in their side. Airtime, take a look at that. Unbelievable. The G-forces, cameras can't even hold it all. You can understand why he took the road through the grass. So Steinhurst at the front of the field as the lights come off the pace car. Quinzel now in second, Kerry Morris third, Robbie Bunden fourth, Tim Phillips up into the top five. There goes the pace car in the pits. Here we go. Steinhurst getting on that throttle. There's the green flag. We're back to the race on lap 15. And Steinhurst with a nice battle with Ron Quinzel. Quinzel, the 46 machine, yellow and black. Right there behind the 69 of Steinhurst. Under a 2/10 gap as they come flying down the front stretch, and we've got another caution flag. Looked like some contact. Wow, Joseph Palmore right into the tires. He's going to have to be towed off the field. Let's go back and take a look. You can see the 3 wide, 4 wide action. And it looks like the 42 car just comes off the wall. Palmore getting involved in that one. He's just going to be a little turned around. So Jason Galvin, we go back one more time to take a look at it. Looked like Jason Galvin had gotten some contact with the wall and came down into the side of Palmore. Excuse me, I'm going to have to correct myself, folks. I do apologize. It wasn't the 42 of Galvin. Galvin, though, was involved. It was the 63 of Mitchell Brown. Mitchell Brown had gotten a little bit loose, went up into the wall, and came down into Palmore. So my apologies there to Galvin. Getting in closer and closer to the halfway point of the last race of the season, and it's getting easier there for the 69 of Steinhurst. Lights off the pace car. We're going to be back green on lap 22. The pace car will be heading into the pits here right before turn 3. And there it goes. Here comes Steinhurst, ready to go. He's on the throttle, out of 4 into the front stretch. There's the green flag. We're back to the race on lap 22. And Steinhurst still trying to hold on to that race lead as Quinzel right there behind him. Kerry Morris back in third. Jason, the Nazareth Nightmare Brown, back there in fourth. As they cross over into lap 24, getting closer to the halfway point. Vinny Sansone now in the top 5. Dan Holmes the first feature winner on the night. Or excuse me, that's Dan Smith. Got my Dans mixed up. Holmes, the 83 car, back there in 6th position. And it's a nice little battle up front for the lead, as now to the inside of Quinzel, Kerry Morris. In the 11 car is going to dive it down to the lower groove, side by side.
All right, man, caution is out. Caution is out.
And we've got another caution flag on the field. This one's going to come way of the 43 of Brian Lockwood. Let's go back and take a look. So as we follow Lockwood into turns 1 and 2, he's going to be just to the inside. He's going to make contact. I believe that's going to be with the... He's going to have a couple cars. He's 16 there of Stanton. I believe the other one was the 47 of Smith. Either 17, I believe, maybe it was Jim Vig. He had contact there with Jim Vig, the 17 car. You see Stanton still spinning all the way down into turn number 3. We'll bring it back. We'll follow the 17 of Vig here. See if we can show you a little bit more action on that. We bring you down closer to the field. So this is 1 lap prior. You can see the 43 car there of Lockwood back behind. Both looking a little loose coming off the turns. Vig up to the high side. This is where they're going to meet. Exit of turn number 2 into the backstretch. And actually, Vig gets just a little bit loose. But sailing up the track goes Lockwood right into Stanton. Jeffrey Stanton going to have to try to save face and slide it before he hits the wall. He's going to spin out there. The 27 car getting by. Bruce Jones gets by Stanton there. So heading into lap number 30. Steinhurst still your leader up front as the lights come off the pace car. Into the backstretch. Here's your top 5. Steinhurst, Quinzel, Morris, Brown, and Sansone. Steinhurst into turn 4. We'll get on the throttle. Here we go.
Green flag.
There's the green flag. We're back to the race on lap 31. 20 laps now remain. Following Steinhurst into turn 1, look at the battle back there for 4th. Jason Brown side by side with Holmes. Holmes to the inside, back behind Morris. Brown settles up in 5th position. Sansone, the 80 car, to the inside now. Morris looking for low groove. We got a battle heading towards the race leader. Side by side, Quinzel to the outside of Steinhurst. Here comes Morris down to the lower groove. Stagger 3 wide action coming out of turn 2. Boy, they are fighting for it now. Quinzel takes over the race lead. Steinhurst falls back to 3rd. He's in a battle right there with Sansone for the 3rd place slot. Into turns 1 and 2. Morris into 2nd position. Ron Quinzel holding on to that lead, has pulled away to a 0.2 of a second to a 1/4 of a second lead heading into turn number 4. Sansone back there in 3rd position. Brown back in 4th. Jason Steinhurst falls back to the top 5, and coming quick is Dan Holmes, the 83 car, back there in 6th position. Quinzel holding on to the lead into lap 37, but take a look at Kerry Morris and Vinny Sansone going at it. In turn 2, Morris to the lower groove moves into 2nd position. Into turn number 3, These guys are fighting hard. Sansone looking to the outside. Jason Brown, the Nazareth Nightmare, to the inside of the 80 car as the 80 car gets loose. He takes a peek down low. Morris protects the lower groove. Quinzel moves to 6/10 of a second race lead into lap 39. We're getting closer and closer to the 10 lap to go mark. Side-by-side action with Morris and Sansone into the turn number 3. He's trying to hold him off, and down to the low side goes Jason Brown. Brown now side by side once again with Vinny Sansone into the third turn. Here on lap 40, Quinzel crossing the start-finish line, 10 laps to go. 3 wide action into turns 1 and 2. Brown to the low side, Sansone to the high side, Morris in the middle getting banged around like a ping pong ball. Brown to the low side, holds on to the lower groove as they come out of 4. The 3 wide action continues. And it's going to go by way of Sansone to the high side, Morris to the middle. Brown hanging on as Sansone barely clears. Kerry Morris to hold on to second position. What a beautiful battle that was. And a very scary moment coming out of turn number 2. And Vinny Sansone beautifully moves into second position. Brown was able to sneak by Morris to the inside, but he's going to get loose. So Morris goes back to third. Brown, though, fights back on the lower groove. 7 laps now remain in the race. This is the last race in the season, and these guys are racing like it as we now see Steinhurst still back there in 6th. Farlow back in 8th, 2 positions behind him. Somebody spins to the infield. And it looks like they got to the single file line. Quinzel has checked out to a 1.2 second lead over Vinny Sansone. And Sansone still with the maneuver of the night, running the higher groove, able to edge out Kerry Morris for second position. And with 5 laps to go, definitely has a lot of breathing room between him and Morris. Morris, though, has Brown right behind him, and Brown had that third position slot but got loose coming out of turn number 2. Let's see if he can hang on to it. A lot of bumping and banging back there around the 8th position slot around Steinhurst. Bankowski now to the high side, the 74 car to the inside. Or the 74 car is Bankowski, the 69 of Steinhurst falls back behind him. Farlow is looking like he's edging out Dan Holmes. Nice little side-by-side action between Brown and Morris yet again. Brown, the Nazareth Nightmare, to the high side, trying to take down the 11 car of Kerry Morris. Into turn number 4, now the front stretch with 2 laps to go. The next time by, it's going to be the white flag, the final lap of the final race in the season here of the final season, I should say, of the 2016 season. Here comes Quinzel to the white flag. 1 more lap to go for Ron Quinzel. In second position, Vinny Sansone, the 80 car. Might not have enough to catch Quinzel, but he's going to finish second. Here's the white flag lap. Into turn 3, Ron Quinzel. He's going to take victory as he comes to the checkered flag, but look at the battle for third as Jason Brown is able to get around Kerry Morris. Ray Farlow sneaking in there. Almost put Morris back in 4th, but I believe Morris is going to finish 4th and Farlow making the top 5. What a beautiful race here at Irwindale. These boys really put it down for 50 laps. We had a couple of cautions, but a lot of lead changes and definitely some great side-by-side race action. As we follow Quinzel, he's going to go down to the start-finish line, and there's your DuPont American Racing car. The guy who spun out in turn 1 in the first feature is able to take victory here in the second. Doesn't look like we're going to get burnout action here from Quinzel. So let's go ahead and pop up the results on the screen and take a look at that. Ray Farlow scored in 4th, so he was able to edge out Kerry Morris and get into 4th. So Morris is actually going to lose 2 positions, was 3rd running up towards the end. Will fall back to 5th when it's all said and done. So we're going to go live now to talk with the Nazareth Nightmare here tonight, finishing 3rd in this second 50-lap feature here. The number 12 car of Jason Brown joins me now. known as the Nazareth Nightmare. We talked about that. J-Speed Racing, jskins.com, double clutch engage, OTT, and that beast chassis on that car. Jason, what a race it was here tonight. Had some great battles there with Kerry Morris for a while.
Yeah, that had to be one of the most intense races I've ever had sitting in the car. I gave it everything I had, that's for sure.
And definitely the 3-wide action, you made the decision to go down to the lower groove. Did your car feel like it definitely could handle that lower groove? What was the decision making there as we've seen most of the cars running the mid to the high lines here tonight?
No, I just, that late in the race, I just had to find an open line, something that I, had to make work or else I'd get stuck up high where everybody else was running. So just stood on the brakes and was hoping it'd hold the bottom, and it worked out pretty well.
And as well it did, as you're able to edge out Kerry Morrison. Ray Farlow was coming quick. He got in behind you, but you're going to finish on the podium slot here in third at Irwindale. Is there any thanks or shout-outs you'd like to give?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to the guys from Race for Your Die, the iAnalyze World Tour Series. Jason Brizik specifically had a huge hand in making this event a success. Eddie Walsick and Double Clutch Engage for the help that he provides, and my admins over at JSRL for the work that they've done. This is the last race of our season here, so I just want to thank all the hard work that those guys have put in over there.
All right. Well, congratulations on a third-place finish. I'm going to have you stand by here as we're going to have an awards ceremony coming up after I get the other two drivers, but congratulations again on your third-place finish.
Thank you.
All right, folks, we're going to see if we can get Vinny Sansone on the line. I'm not sure he's going to be available. Does not look. I would love to have had a chance to interview that gentleman with that beautiful outside pass to take over second position in a 3-wide bout with Kerry Morris and Jason Brown. So we're going to go live now to Ron Quinzel. Ron Quinzel here tonight, able to pick up victory in the final 50-lap feature. The number 46 machine making his way here tonight, part of the Livestrong Chevy-powered Beast chassis car. You take it all the way to victory lane here tonight. Also seen some American racing, I think, in DuPont down there on that car. Ron, how you feel about taking victory tonight?
It was hard, believe me. The first heat race was just not my race. I just was not good. I was running 6th there and then had an accident, and so this at least got me up front so I could run some good laps and racing with Justin. He Steinhurst, great guy. We really raced good. He gave me the room, and I was able to get by.
And once you got into that clean air, you checked out to over a 1.2 second lead over the field. And I tell you what, it definitely helped the fact that the 3 guys behind you, Sansone, Brown, and Morris, were battling for second as hard as they were. 3 wide behind you. Did you happen to catch any of that action in your rearview mirror?
Well, when I looked back there, it looked like, to be honest with you, it looked like 4 or 5 of them. But then I saw one just separate, and I noticed down it was Vinny. I said, oh, dear, because that man's fast. But luckily, we ran out of room.
Yeah, and definitely able to pull that car all the way to victory lane. Heck of a job done here tonight, especially battling with Steinhurst the long as you did. You held in there. Steinhurst actually fell off just a little bit, but definitely a hard-fought battle. Needless to say, at the end, it's a great battle. So, Ron, is there any thanks or shout-outs you'd like to give for your victory?
Just everybody we raced with, and Jason for putting up the 360s. It's been great, as you can tell. I hope we put on a good show for everybody tonight. We enjoyed it, believe me, and also, Dustin, for you. We really appreciate you doing this.
I appreciate you guys putting it down on the track. You get my heart racing as much as I'm sure your guys' heart is racing as well. Some great racing action. Congratulations, Ron, to your victory here tonight. We look forward to seeing some more action out of that 46 machine coming up next season.
Oh, most definitely.
Well, there you have it, folks. 2 winners here tonight. And I believe they are working on a possible championship victory. Looks like it's going to go by way. So far, I think we have a championship crowned here. Is that right, Jason? We got a champion?
Ray Farlow is the unofficial champion. I'm working on getting results together now.
And I was told, and the reason we say unofficial, the results haven't been calculated yet, but from the way we had pre-calculated coming into tonight, Ray Farlow would have had to have a major catastrophe with the car. But as we've seen here tonight, the guy finished in the top 10, I believe, in both races. So more than likely has secured enough points to take the victory, Ray. While they are finishing it up, making it official, which everybody out there chuckling on the sideline there, pretty much can nod their head that you're more likely going to be the champion. Is there any words that you'd like to share with the league members and the viewers out there watching?
Yeah, just this whole series in general has been an amazing, everybody's amazing. Everybody works together, everybody, helps each other out, and it's just an awesome group of guys to race with.
And any words of wisdom you want to bestow anybody thinking about getting into sprint car racing and maybe a little worried about the car? I know we talked, a couple of the broadcasts prior about how great you are with helping these guys. I mean, somebody of your caliber, championship level caliber, don't really find that they want to come in and be as helpful with some of the new guys, but everybody around this block, around this corner, around this league will gladly say that Ray Farlow is probably one of the most helpful guys getting people up to speed and getting them used to driving a sprint car.
Well, the main thing to these cars is don't give up on them. They're a handful to get the hang of. It just takes a lot of seat time, and yeah, you jump in any sprint car server, whether it's league or on the official side, and there's people in there to help you out.
It's always nice to see when people who have the will, the want to take on such a beast as the sprint car, and a very, very helpful community of guys willing to extend their arm, their knowledge, be able to help you out, get you up to speed racing. And we've seen a lot of people just show up here for these broadcasts, as well as even the official servers. I'm told it definitely set some record numbers of sprint cars showing up, putting on some great race action.
Oh yeah, both series has really picked up in the last, or this season anyway, has really picked up in car counts.
Well, it's always definitely great to see. We're going to check in here with the Mr. Admin himself, Brown, of Jason here. Do we have an official? Is it official yet?
Not yet.
See, ladies and gentlemen, this is 2016, and with the age of computers, this guy still loves to use pen and paper to calculate things. So it is going to be momentarily, but for the most part, I think I am getting ahead of myself saying this. So while we're doing that, while we're waiting, we'll bring in a couple other guys here to talk. Ray, stand by here. We'll have you back. I'm sure if by some reason you don't end up as the victor, we'll come back to you, and either way, we'll get back with you. So stand by here. We're going to go live now. We'll talk with Bruce Jones. Bruce Jones, one of the drivers in this series, had some great racing here tonight. Just kind of do some reflection on this season so far. Bruce, you tell us a little bit about your thoughts here on the 360 Sprint Car Series.
Hey, Dustin, it's a great series, especially for people who haven't spent a lot of time in a sprint car. With the extra 400 pounds that the admins add in, it makes it a little easier to handle and really teaches you some good setup that you wouldn't otherwise get if you were just, letting it all hang out in a 410.
Yeah, definitely some great racing. Kind of puts everything a little bit easier for these guys to drive. How long have you been driving sprint cars now?
I got on iRacing, I believe, in June, and my goal was to get to an A license as fast as possible so I could get in a sprint car probably a couple weeks into July sometime. First person I ran into was Ray, and been fast friends ever since.
See, there you have it, folks. There's a story made manifest right there. Bruce Jones here, very competitive racer in this series, less than 6 months from actually getting iRacing to getting behind the wheel of a sprint car, meeting the key man, he said himself, Ray Farlow, and he's been very competitive in this series, and definitely looking for a great season coming up next here, Bruce, and hopefully seeing that car pull off some victories.
Hey, thanks, Dustin. That's the plan. That'll be the goal for next year, is to get a win in the series. It's good to be consistent, but having a win in the series means a lot.
Definitely is always awesome to watch you guys put it down, and Appreciate your time and joining us and talking a little bit about the league.
You bet. Thank you, sir.
All right, folks, we are still waiting by here and see if we can get any more people to interview. I think everybody's pretty much ready to head home. Try to see if we can get the birthday guy over here to talk a little bit about Don LeBayer, the guy who won the Copper World Classic last month. I should say last month, coming up December. December's upon us, but winner of the Copper World Classic and 72 years old, folks. And how about beating the number 72 of Ray Farlow to win the Copper World Classic? Tell you what, couldn't get any better than that. So I think we got our results now. We're going to go live here with Jason Brown and Ray Farlow, and I believe it was 245 points. Is that what was the final ruling there, Jason?
Yes, sir. I want to congratulate Ray on a solid championship run this season. You outran Joe Palmore, finished 245 points ahead of Joe, and heck of a run.
Yeah, thanks, Jason. Shout out to you and everybody on that runs this JSRL 360 Sprint Car Series. Good job to everybody.
Definitely a good job done to you, Ray. Living up to the name, the legend, an ET as they call it. Now I call you ET. Can you give everybody a reason why? Well, we see the reason why between your racing, but for those who may not know the iRacing terminology being called an alien, put yourself as this guy's like not even human. He's such a good racer. But where did you pick up the nickname ET?
Dan Smith gave it to me back at the first of the season. I really don't know how I got it.
Well, tonight you definitely phoned home a championship, so congratulations, Ray. Jason, congratulations on a successful series. Is there any thoughts that you would like to leave the audience?
Thank everybody for watching. Looking forward to next season, and I want to thank you, Dustin, for the work that you've put into broadcasting what we have going on here.
Well, definitely. Is there anything you want to clue anybody in on the season coming up?
We're going to be racing a number of tracks, Irwindale here being another one. We're going to race IRP and a few other short tracks. It's going to be 360 sprint cars again, pretty much same drivers. Everybody's welcome to come out. It's no doubt going to be another action-packed season. I'm really looking forward to it.
If anybody needs to get a hold of you, where can they find you?
Our website is league.jskins.com, or you can reach me an email, jskinsracing@gmail.com.
All right. Well, appreciate it, Jason. Definitely a great racing league, folks. You definitely want to partake in this action. Very helpful. If you ever thought about getting behind the wheel of a sprint car, maybe you wanted to check it out, definitely check out these guys, league.jskins.com, jskinsracing@gmail, the email you can get a hold of Jason Brown for some great sprint car racing action. As always, Jason, thanks again, and we look forward to seeing some more action out of you next season.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it, folks. A season gone by of sprint car race action, and what a race it was here tonight. The final 50-lap race going way of the 46 machine of Ron Quinzel, but it is the 72 of Ray Farlow claiming the championship here for the 360 Sprint Car Series. Looking at the final results here in the final race here, though, Vinny Sansone with a beautiful outside pass will finish in second position. The 12 of Jason Brown, the 72 of Farlow, and the 11 of Morris will round out your top five. Dan Holmes, Justin Benkowski, David Wing, Jason Steinhurst, the pole sitter here tonight, will finish ninth. The number 10 of Don LeBayer will round out your top 10, or excuse me, the 37 of LeBayer will round out your top 10. Looking on back through the results, Bruce Jones, Tim Phillips, Bruce Perry, Brian Lockwood, Dan Smith through 15, Kyle Young, Jeffrey Stanton, Robbie Bunden, Jim Big, Wesley Utt through 20, Michael Derby, Kelly Jordan, Doug Sigmund, Ben Dival, Robert Northway, Mitchell Brown, Joseph Palmore, Joe Quinn, Mike Barretta Sr., and Jason Galvin, rounding out the field here at Irwindale. Definitely hope you enjoyed the J-Skins 360 Sprint Car Series Championship race, the Turkey Day Grand Prix, here at Irwindale Speedway, as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you this Monday night. Coming up Thursday, the Sim Auto Racing Association GM Parts Expert Super Late Model Series will be back in action for the Toxic Meltdown 150 at Southern National Motorsports Park. But that is going to do it for us here tonight. Check us out on the web, forgebroadcasting.com, or on Facebook. Just look up Digital Forge Broadcasting. I'm Dustin Caldwell saying thanks for tuning in, folks. Have a great night.